Day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, where we'll be listing on our website some very recent selfies of your mom's ass. She's laying out on the lawn, spread eagle, with some long grass, and she plans to post them on Facebook if your father doesn't mow the lawn fast. We're very excited with our new merch line being produced by Second Armament and setting up some booths at fairs with the dude who started it. We're going to be moving more product than a cargo ship. Meanwhile, birth control. Is our government really trying to embargo it? Fucking madness in disguise of a new and just America. It's the saddest that even I, an American, can't even trust America. So we incarcerate drug dealers while we allow pharmaceutical companies to lobby in DC. And it's not kidnapping or unlawful restraint when, without convictions, police decide that you should no longer be free. The hypocrisy is growing in our great land of the free and home of the brave. And soon this government will be in control of how much we know, what we think, and how we behave. Let's leave the homeless out hopeless on the streets of Skid Row. But should a dog be abused, we'll picket with signs that read shit no. Let's let veterans suffer from mental illness and fall victim to addiction. And let's assume that as far as women's rights go, we can all cast an accurate prediction. But what do I know? I'm just on a podcast exercising my First Amendment rights, sleeping at night under the blanket of freedom that those throwaway soldiers gave their lives to provide. Here with me then, now, and forever, together, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How are you?
I don't know what the fuck goes through your brain when you write these intros.
They're pretty scattered.
But they're so fucking depressing.
I'm sorry, do you want the next one to be more upbeat?
I would prefer that. I mean, what's this new birth control thing you're talking about?
There was a vote on birth control, and I'm not talking like Roe v. Wade. This is a post Roe v. Wade thing. So this is like that era's dead. It's over, right? There was a vote on whether or not, man, I don't know the specifics of it, but what it sounded like from what I read, and again, do not quote me on that shit, but it basically sounded like, should birth control be accessible to women? And thank God, 8 Republicans voted with all of the Democrats that said, yes, it should be accessible, because there were tons of people. The vote was like 288 to 195. And the 195 said, no, women should not have access to birth control. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's insane to me.
I wonder if it had something to do with like government funded birth control or something.
I don't know the details of it. But in my head, I'm just like, imagine if teenagers can't go to the store and get condoms. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? I don't know what the details were.
I think it should be a requirement that if you are on some sort of government assistance, whether it's state or federal, that you are required to take birth control.
Actually, that's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, my body, my choice thing out, but for men and women. So it's even across the board. It also kind of stops poor people from breeding, which I'm not saying that that's good or bad. I'm just saying that would disproportionately affect poor people.
Well, yeah. Why should they have more mouths to feed? You know what I mean?
No, I understand your line of thinking for sure.
Yeah, if they can't, it has nothing to do with poor people breeding. It has to do with if you can't afford to feed yourself, how are you going to feed somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's...
I mean, I don't know how you would force them to put it in their body, but you could test them if they become pregnant and now their state aid requires for us to pay for like hospital procedures and stuff. You could then stop giving them government money and say, hey, you were supposed to be taking birth control. You chose not to. That's fine. Your body, your choice, but you can no longer have our money.
Yeah. Or like if you get pregnant, you have to, if you get pregnant in the 0.03% of being on birth control and you get pregnant, and you have to give a blood sample because I'm sure that they can detect that in either your urine or your bloodstream, how much of that birth control you have in your body. And as long as it adds up to what you're supposed to have, this was a gift from the heavens above, and you can still get assistance and all those things.
And I'm sure they would still cover the children, just not the parents who made this decision. You guys no longer get free healthcare
Well, no, I'm saying like
or food stamps
if it
or
was
housing assistance or
no,
heat assistance.
but what I'm saying is, in the off chance that a person on birth control does get pregnant, because it does happen, while rare,
Oh yeah,
that they would still be covered by all those things, because it was it was, they were doing everything to prevent having to cost more money for the taxpayers.
right. Yeah, you could
And
easily test somebody's blood and go, "Oh, there's birth control in your system." Never
yeah,
mind. This was not
yeah,
this was
and
not an act of negligence.
luckily for you, more assistance. You know what I mean? You hit the
Yeah,
lottery.
I don't know. Part of me feels like that's way too much government intervention, but I get your point. Motherfucking this cat has knocked over everything since we set this. We changed my podcast room today, and Littlefoot is having a fucking ball. Littlefoot loves everything about this new room, and she is knocking fucking everything over because of it.
I literally spent my entire day at Pat's house, redoing the computer.
And I will be spending my entire night redoing the fucking room.
Pat cleaned up his podcast room. It looks better than ever. So yeah, it was a pretty productive day. My foot is fucking killing me. Pat, you ready to hear the story again? Because I'm gonna tell this fucking story about what happened Friday night when Erica was up in Massachusetts, or up
Before
in Maine.
you do, before I forget, at the end of the intro, I said that we would be together. I said then, now, forever, together. Does that sound familiar?
Are you proposing?
No.
Oh, good.
WWE has a slogan at the beginning of their show, like an advertisement. It says WWE then, now, forever. And Vince McMahon, at 77 years old, retired this week. And in his, I guess, retirement tweet, he said, like, thank you, WWE Universe. We will always be, then, now, forever, together. He threw the together on there. And I said, I'm going to put that in the fucking podcast because I like that shit. And I love Vince McMahon. Unfortunately, I hope the next time I see him isn't at his fucking funeral. But I guarantee you this, I will be at his funeral.
You think you're going to the funeral?
You know how many fucking people are going to be there? It's going to be a fucking madhouse.
I'm sure it will be by invitation only.
You think they're going to be able to stop thousands of people from just being outside that event?
Well, they would have to figure out
everywhere.
They would have to figure out where he's being buried.
I don't think that's going to be very difficult.
I imagine it will be somewhere in Connecticut, since he's a Connecticut native, luckily for us.
Yeah, Connecticut and New York.
Well, I think he currently lives in Connecticut, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I would assume it would be here. But anyway, so funny story. Friday night, Erica went up to Maine for the weekend. So I'm at the house by myself. I played pool, got home rather late, let the dogs out, do my thing, and I go up to bed. Now I sleep with two of our dogs, sleep in our room. The other dog is crate trained and sleeps in a crate. That was the stipulation when getting another one, was I will not have another dog sleep in my room. We should have kept those guys in the crates when they were puppies, because it is a fucking massive pain in the balls when you go to sleep. But anyway, I digress. So I'm laying there watching a show on Netflix or something, and I'm falling asleep, and all of a sudden I hear this bang. It's like a doo-doo, and the Rex jumps off the bed and starts losing his shit. And he typically doesn't, these dogs don't bark in the middle of the night. Now, they bark if there's a mailman coming down the street, if there's any sort of vehicle coming down the street, they lose their fucking minds. But at night, they are typically very quiet, right? So they hear this doo-doo as well, and they jump off the bed and rush to my bedroom door, and they just sit there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I keep hearing the noise. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, ba-ba-boo. Like all these banging noises, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm a little geeked out. You know what I mean? So I go over to my safe. I'm real quiet, like real stealth, like trying not to make any noise walking on the floor. Go over to the safe. I grab my gun out, make sure it's loaded. And I'm now pointing the gun at the door, because some of these sounds almost sound like footsteps coming up the stairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe some of this is in my head, but still, it could have been confused with people walking upstairs. So after a couple minutes, I real stealth-like go over to my window. Again, being careful on the floor, because Pat, you lived here. You know that the floor in my bedroom will creak depending on where you step. So
Valid.
I get over to the window, I peek out the shades, and I can't see shit outside. It's pitch dark. And I'm like, motherfucker. So, and I keep hearing the noise. And I'm like, what the fuck? And eventually the noise kind of stops. So I'm like, now I'm like trying to think of what it could be outside. I'm like, well, maybe a bear's getting in the trash, or I got this new AC thing. It's been hot as shit outside. Maybe something's banging around in the air duct. I don't know. Right. So I lay back down. The dogs eventually calm down and get back into bed. And I slowly drift away to sleep. And then 15 minutes later, I'm awoken again by the fucking boom, boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, mind you, during this time, I'm in my boxers and I have a gun drawn pointed at my door. Like, I'm ready for somebody to walk in and me blow their fucking face off. Right?
Absolutely ridiculous, but okay.
I thought about opening the door and letting the dogs go sniff it out, but then I was like, well, what if they kill one of my dogs? Like, and then I'm not in my room where I'm backed into a corner and I have to shoot. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck that. I'm not letting the dogs out of the room. So eventually, around 1 a.m., I fall back asleep, don't hear another noise the rest of the night, and I wake up and I was alive. Saturday, right? Yeah. Saturday morning, I hobble my fat ass downstairs because I'm still fighting this fucking issue with my feet and everything. And I get to the bottom of the stairs, I go into the dining room, and I let Mackie out of her cage. And when I'm walking over to the cage, I look, and I go, motherfucker, that's what it was. It was my goddamn Roomba driving around on the floors. Now, we had the Roomba go in the middle of the night because nobody's up, right? So it's not going to get in anybody's way. But for the last week, it's been broken. We needed to get a new brush or some shit for it. And Erica must have fixed it before she left for Maine. So that's what the noise was. I was ready to shoot a robotic vacuum in my house. Saturday night. Friday night.
You told me this story earlier. I will tell you this. There is a meme for next podcast with your name all over it. I found it after you left here today.
Hold on, what did you say?
There's a meme that I found after you told me that story earlier that I have for next podcast. You're going to love it.
Fantastic. The Bearded Gamer says, surprise ending, Pat. The rummaging through the trash. Rummaging through your trash looking for empty cans and bottles. I'm not really sure why that was. I don't get it. And Unique Unicorn.
Oh, did Second Armament say that?
No, the Bearded Gamer said that.
Oh, I don't know why he said. I thought Second Armament said it because he knows I throw my recycling in the garbage, and Miss Elizabeth doesn't.
And Holo Unicorn 92 says, "Hey guys."
That's Unique Unicorn 92.
It says Holo. Like
what? How are you seeing this? I'm looking at the stream and I don't see anything.
I don't know, man. I see them in my feed over here. You are correct. I do not see them on the chat.
Okay.
I am seeing them on the Twitch thing, so I don't know why they're not coming up in the chat one. Oh, there it goes. Holo, okay. Holographic. They both said it.
Okay, holographic unicorn.
Cool. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching. We haven't seen you forever. Pat, can you hear my dogs fucking absolutely losing it upstairs?
I did right before you said that, yes.
I assume it's the Amazon person dropping off my 2 cases of monsters that I ordered for work. At least I hope it is. Yeah. Anyway, Pat, do you want to tell your story before we go any further? I noticed that you didn't drop it in the timeline.
What story?
The story.
Tom, you told me not to tell the fucking story.
All right, don't tell the story.
You told me not to. That's why I didn't put it in the timeline.
I didn't say not to. I just was like, hey, you sure you should be doing this? After you told me the whole thing, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Maybe we'll say that for the next
episode. It was at one point?
Well, Pat, based off some of the things you told me, soliciting photos from people, it could have been taken either way.
Classic.
Anyway, Pat, you ready to get into some memes?
I am.
Pat, I don't know what the fuck
this is. Some kind of fish.
What? We fighter? Oh, it's in fucking some weird fucking...
Yeah, it's in German.
Oh, well. Oh, I can't copy and paste it, or else I would have copied and pasted and put in the translation. But this says motherfucker got a pet salami, and that's sure
I've
shit
got
what
multiple screens.
Multiple screens of what?
I can just type it in while I'm looking at the picture.
Pat, you've had multiple screens. It's amazing what I did to Pat's computer today, guys. That Pat is like memorized by the usefulness of the PC that he's always had.
True.
Maybe I wouldn't have had to redo everything today if you would have used it a little bit more. I'm pretty sure you were this memorized.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you were this memorized the last time I set up the computer, like when I originally did it, and then you used it about 0 times outside of us doing the show.
I typed it in and said translate.
You have to go to Google Translate.
Oh, wow. It pulled up the fucking meme.
What does it mean? I want to know what it means.
Hold on. I'm going to change my strategy here. I'm going to go to Google fucking Translate.
There you go. And then go German English. Genius. It translates to, I don't know what to expect when I go to my phone anymore.
That's fair.
That's fair. You think that's a fish, huh? It looks like
it's a fish.
It looks like a lizard that has lost its skin. What do you say there?
Like a Native American scalped a lizard?
Yeah. Yeah, sort of like that. Motherfucker's got a pet salami. Anyway. Moving on. Oh boy, wrong button. It was the right button, but on the wrong thing. This has the father.
Pops from Friday.
Got it, Pat.
I'm taking it. He's got that look on his face. You know the look that Pops makes on Friday. And he says, females swear they love seafood. But when I pull out this shrimp, it's a problem.
I just got that. Pat, I'm like 99. Pat, I'm like 99.999% sure that we covered this already on the podcast.
I don't even give a fuck. It's so good, I'll cover it again.
All right.
What is this, Twitter?
Yeah.
This girl tweeted, I literally have $1 to my name right now. She sends her Venmo, and she gets a thing that says Venmo. Jeremy Dan requests $1. The last one.
Pat, I wish I knew what the fuck was going on, and maybe we need to look at your internet connection here, because you keep going in and out still.
I can hear you fine.
It's not so, but your video freezes up for a second, and then your audio stops because of that, and then you go right back, but I miss words. Anyway.
It's like the other day when your audio would catch up, but it had on my end.
Yep, there it was again. You cut out again. Fantastic.
Do I talk like a mile a minute to get back to it?
Nope. It just stops and then restarts.
Ooh, so that's worse.
I wish it was doing the Beer Gamer Center. Yeah, I thought it was on my end. It's not. It's something to do with Pat. And I tell you this right now, it's not his fucking PC anymore. I know that for a fact. Because that thing is fucking running tits.
How's my internet though, bro?
I know. I don't know. Do we have a 25-foot Ethernet cable running to the fucking modem? So.
Well, not only that, but like I never have any like choppy Hulu, choppy Netflix. Everything here is always mint.
Yeah, it's just this. Maybe it's fucking Discord, but it very well could be Discord. I don't know, but it never happens on my end. You know what I mean?
Super frustrating.
I know it. You're telling me.
We had a gallery that we introduced, but we haven't used a lot of. It was 33 reasons why men should not make decisions about female bodies. Go ahead and introduce number 3.
I didn't know that we were doing this, but oh boy, it says at the top. Well, it says number 3. This man thought ovum had shells on them. I don't even know what ovum is, so that's cool.
Like ovaries.
Oh, that's not how you spell ovaries. That's not like
no.
Oh, like I don't know. Whatever. And it says, "Oh boy," underneath, and peach this Peach PRC is the one that tweeted this. It says, "My ex thought the eggs in my ovaries had shells on them, and I had to think about that every time the man makes a decision and I think about that every time a man makes a decision on a woman's body." I mean, just because they're uneducated doesn't mean like I mean
That's exactly what it means. Uneducated people should not be making these decisions.
Not only that, maybe you should date smarter people. Like, why are we putting this all on the guy?
She could probably get whoever she wants.
I guarantee you, Pat, that we are both thinking the same person who may think the same thing.
I don't think we are.
You told me a story today about a nickname for somebody with a certain name. Anyway.
This is a statue, and the title of it says, "An angel crying at the cradle of an aborted child he was to guard." And he's crying into the what's that called? Crib. And some dude commented, "Well, he didn't guard it very well then." It's fucking ruthless.
Fucking savage. That's awesome right there. That's fucking awesome.
I love when people just like heartlessly fucking comment on the internet.
I wish.
I love the roast me things where you hold up a sign that says roast me and people just fucking do damage.
Dude, I really wish that I had. I should make it like a burner account because I would love doing that shit. Like the Wendy's shit, you know what I mean? Where Wendy's just
Why do you need a burner account? Just use the number 9.
I don't know, man. We probably should. We probably get it. That's how. Actually, I had a kid that wants to come on the show to promote what he's doing, his own little thing, and he was like, "I don't care what we do as long as we figure out a way to go viral." And I was like, "I don't know, man. Going viral is kind of tough." And I was like, "I've been trying for like 2 years to go viral," and but maybe that's it. Maybe that's how we go viral. I mean, we have like a whole 30 followers on Twitter, so we're on our way.
Well, think about it. Like, all you have to do is be the best at something. You don't have to be a good guy. You just have to be the best at something. So if you're the biggest asshole, then all right, you're the best asshole there is. The Bearded Gamer said, "Wentz burns people all the time. They have one of the best social media." Oh, he meant Wendy's. Yeah. Wendy's burns people all the time. They have one of the best social media presences in the fast food game. I wholeheartedly agree. Wendy's is fucking nasty.
Miss Erica, are you in the chat? If you are, shoot me a text.
Air Bear?
Air Bear? I don't know why I called her Miss Erica. That sounded weird. Anyway.
It's like Miss Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Tom, can you tell... Oh, that's the wrong hand. Can you tell what that is right there?
Yeah, it's the bad guy from Ghostbusters.
Okay. I couldn't because my shadow casts over it.
Part of it is that I was there earlier today and saw it.
Oh, Erica's in the chat.
Miss Erica, can you, was that my Amazon delivery coming? We'll wait for the response. Pat, we have a new state game, right?
Yeah, we can do a state game.
I mean, you put it in the timeline. I'm just, oh, no. I skipped a part, Pat. I skipped a part. It was in very small letters. I'm sorry I did that to you. You take so much time to update these timelines, and I greatly appreciate you for it. We also redid
it almost feels like there's sarcasm here.
No, not at all. Oh, it was my Amazon delivery. Could you put the 2 cases that came in the backseat of my truck so I don't forget them tomorrow morning? That would be fantastic. Also, what do you want to do for dinner? Text me. What was I saying? Oh, well, no, Pat, there's no sarcasm in it. We actually spent a lot of time today after I got Pat's computer up and running, redoing our whole Google Drive system where we save files for Pat and I to view at the same time and stuff. Obviously, Google's fantastic for this kind of stuff. So we revamped all that and made it more organized because I'm an organized guy when I'm looking for files and stuff like that.
You also made it more user-friendly for me. Like, I don't know, you can't even tell, but like as we do the podcast, when you were driving home to get set up for the podcast, I'm saving and dropping memes into folders now so I can use them later. Like, I used to have to do all this stuff on the fly. Like, I get home from work at 6:15, 6:30. on at 7:30, so I have to put together an entire timeline. I'll never have to do that again. Half the timeline is going to be done in an instant.
What you can do, because I know, are you saving those to your PC or are you saving them to the Google Drive?
I'm saving them to the podcast folder.
Okay,
so I have no clue. Where's that?
It's on your PC. So what we can do is on the Google Drive, we can make a folder that says this episode's memes. And if you're pulling them all from your PC, you can just put them in that folder, and I don't have to snip them anymore out of the timeline that you make. I can easily just grab them out of the Google Drive folder and upload them into the stream. It will be faster for both of us.
That's pretty mint.
Yes, very, very good. See, we're making ourselves more efficient for really the number niners. We want to produce to you the best show possible. And here we are. And speaking about producing the best show possible, starting this coming Saturday, 6 days from today, there will be a new podcast coming out. It's called Laying 9.5 with Tommy. I'm doing it with our boy Griff. Griff was going to try and come on the show today, but then he got caught jerking off by his wife or something and said he couldn't be on the show. Something about it being too hot in a room that he was trying to do it from. So yeah, it's called Laying 9.5 with Tommy. We're going to primarily focus on sports betting with football. We are not handicappers by any means, but we will go through and tell you what we like and what we don't like. We might get some special guest appearances by some people that we have mentioned on the show before, like Binoculars. He's a compulsive gambler and a degenerate to the full extent. You want to hear a text that he sent me the other day, to the point where I thought that I offended him in some way, and I'm not quite sure that I didn't. But this was the text that I received. I'm sitting here watching the Winnipeg somethings against the Elks from somewhere because I did my research to know that the team with the W on their helmet will cover. If you think you'd get that sort of expertise and dedication from someone else, I wish you all the best as always. A little condescending. I think he was probably a little drunk. But he is the biggest. He is the biggest compulsive gambler I've ever met. Erica said, "What's the name?" The name of the podcast is Laying 9.5 with Tommy. I think I said that about 6 times. But in case you're wondering, one more time, Laying 9.5 with Tommy. We're going to record the show next Saturday. I'll probably drop it on Sunday. But what I'm going to do is after our next Sunday show, I'm going to put the audio right after our podcast so that if you guys are interested in listening to it, it'll play right after our normal show. And you guys can listen to it, see what you think. Go ahead and subscribe to all the channels that it'll be on. I don't know if we're going to create a new YouTube page or even a new email for it. It might just use all the same stuff if you guys want to interact with us on that show. That stuff is TBD. TBD on that one, Pat.
I think it's going to be good.
I think I just got a new name for the show today.
TBD?
TBD. I couldn't understand the first word. Laying.
Give me the TBD.
Like what
TBDs.
I'm going to do tonight to you, we're going to be laying each other. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Erica?
Erica said she doesn't understand the first word, laying.
Oh, it's a sports betting term. I said
you're laying the bet.
No. If you're laying 9.5, you're giving up 9.5, so it's minus 9.5. So you're laying up the points. If you're a sports gambler,
what's the opposite?
Giving.
So it could have been Getting 9.5 with Tommy. God, that would have been such a better name.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I will tell you this: Griff is the one that came up with the name. So
okay,
I wanted to name it Number 9 Bets. He wanted to lay at 9.5 with Tommy. I'm down for either way. If our album art for the show is actually like our main thing, it's actually really, I put a lot of work into it, way more than I ever did anything with ours, Pat. And it looks like you're at like in the movie Casino at a sports book from the 80s, and it's Griff sitting in a fucking chair with a bet slip that says sports book Number 9 with Tom, or sports bet. I think it says Number 9 with Tommy. Or Number 9 Sportsbook or something like that. And it actually shows the Packers. He's giving up the 9.5 points on the Packers against the Niners, and the Niners won by 9 points. So he actually lost the bet, and the Packers lost the game. So it's an ultimate loss for my boy there.
I like it.
Classic. Anyway, Pat, let's get into the state game, huh? Hold on. Before we go any further, Pat, we had a dear friend of ours reach out to us on Friday morning.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
We had a dear friend.
I'm gonna check one more time while you're talking.
A dear friend reached out to us, and he is under the assumption that we blocked his emails from coming to our inbox, which I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't actually verified that, but Erica said, oh yeah, I drew the picture, but you liked your complex pics better. Erica, you did a great job. If it was a third grade art project, I would have definitely went with yours. I appreciate the effort that you put in. And I couldn't do the things that you had done up digitally. So that's why we couldn't use it. Anyway, so this dear friend reaches out to us, says that we blocked him from communicating with the show because at the end of the last show, I asked, where's our boy Dip Dizzy? I haven't heard from him or anything. I hope he's okay. I hope he's still listening. I still hope he's a number niner because he was OG. He was from the good old days. And he sent us a very passive aggressive text that said, you motherfuckers blocked me. That's why I'm not emailing in anymore. I send all these emails and you guys never read them. So we gave him Pat's personal email address to email them to because we want to cover all of his emails. We'll go back to the original one that he sent that he thinks got quote unquote blocked. We would have done them all today on the show. From what he was stating, it would have been a whole episode's worth of just us reading emails from Dip Dizzy. We have yet to
this. I have checked my personal email account, which I gave him. I have checked our company email account, which he already had. I have 0 emails from Dip Dizzy Whizzle.
It's been 72 hours, and we still have received nothing from Dip Dizzy. Again, I hope everything's okay. I hope he's well. I hope he didn't have, he hasn't been responding to the group chat at this point. And I think his last text was, some of us work for a living. So he's working he's working like a doctor shift right now in the middle of COVID. That's what he's doing. So, work hard, play hard. You know what I mean? Fuck around, play games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, as Pat's been saying all day.
I'm just trying to think, maybe he tried to send the emails, but his fucking fingers are so big that it's not going through. Like, maybe he broke a couple screens since Friday. Maybe he smashed through a keyboard. His fingers, if he tries to gently tap a key, it's the equivalent of trying to whisper but actually screaming. So I imagine it's quite difficult for him to communicate electronically.
Well, we've seen his emails when he types into his phone and his grammar problems that he has. Spelling issues, things like that.
Enough about Dip Dizzy Whizzle. Let's play the state game.
Let's do it.
Tommy, you want your states or your towns?
I don't give a shit. I need them both.
I'm sorry, what was that, Squeaks?
I need them both.
Tom, your first town. Felchville. Do you know what felching is, Tom?
Isn't that burping?
No, sir. That's belching.
Oh, farting.
Felching is slurping the cum out of somebody's asshole.
The fact that you know that is very disturbing.
Come on, we've all got Urban Dictionary.
Is that what you did after you asked to have a penis inserted in your mouth?
That was one time, and she was a pretty lady.
And then you sucked the cum out of her asshole?
Your second town is Dick.
D-I-C-K?
Like the nickname for Richard.
Or Rich. Or Rick.
Or Rick.
Hold on, Rick.
Your third town.
Rick is a nickname for Richard?
That is correct.
Get the fuck out of here.
Your third town is Keister.
Put it in there, Keister for Easter.
Your fourth town is Splunge. Tom, I had to look up the definition of splunge, and there are so many fucking definitions that it was tough to even find one that I liked. I will give you your fifth town, and then I'll read a few of them. Your fifth town is Cooter. Cooter, Cooter. We've got Dick and Cooter on the game today. Splunge says it means it's a great idea, but possibly not, and I'm not being indecisive. So it's from Monty Python. That's where it originally came from, the comedic movies. Other definitions are just die, my car is slow, mainstream conformist, a man's ass, or a toilet fiesta. Somehow all of those things are defined by splunge. Splunge basically is just a bad word.
Okay.
All right. Tom, we're going to get you some states now. Mississippi, that's Mississippi. Massachusetts, Missouri, Michigan, and Minnesota.
How come all of them start with M today?
Because they actually normally do that. They're all in alphabetical order, the states, not the towns.
Wait, Rick is a nickname for Richard. Is the 2022 popcorn comes from corn?
Well, you did that to yourself, Tom.
Well, Mason, what's funny is I know that Rick is a nickname for Richard because my father, sure as shit, goes by Rick, and his real God-given name is fucking Richard. I know that.
Coincidentally, my father also named Richard and goes by Rick.
That's why Pat and I are such good friends. But not only we're actually true good friends, Mason. You know what, Mason? Just for
much like you, the number 3.
No, unlike you, number 3. You know what, Mason? Fuck you. That's one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was another person that we all know, and I will 100% share that information with you the next time I see you in person.
I never should have told you that story. That's fucked up.
Why is it fucked up?
It's just fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up that person doesn't know that.
Well, he does now.
I borderline said that it's impossible that he did not know that.
Maybe he had a lapse of judgment.
Anyway, Keister, Mississippi.
That is incorrect.
Ooh, so close. I have no idea if that was close or not.
I'll say this: you got the first letter of the state right.
Felchville, Massachusetts.
That is correct.
I've been there.
Okay. Been there, done that, huh? Got yourself the t-shirt?
Oh, dude. We're going to make a shirt that says, welcome to Felchville, Massachusetts. Been there.
Population you.
Been there, done that. Write that shit down, dude. Don't forget. That's fucking awesome. Fuck it.
Oh my God.
We'll put it on a sticker
Let's
first.
just make a shirt that just says Felchville Masshole. That's fantastic.
So, Pat, in the fairness of the game, because I want to get the next 3 right, would it be unfair for you to tell me which one Keister goes with? Keister or Mississippi? Just so that I can have a fair shot the next 3, because I can get 2 out of the next 3 right, but I can't get all 3 right unless I reuse one of them.
Keister goes to Minnesota.
Interesting. I want to go with Splooge, Missouri.
Well, first off, that's Splunge. But if you want to go with Splooge, it would not be Missouri.
Fuck! Mississippi.
That is Splunge, Mississippi, yes.
All right. Dick, Missouri. Keister, Michigan. Or Cooter, Michigan.
Dick, Michigan. Cooter, Missouri. I told you Keister goes to Mississippi or Minnesota.
I meant Cooter. Cooter, Missouri.
Cooter, Missouri. Dick, Michigan.
Man, I had them backwards. Wow, I got one right. And the only reason I
On the
got
other hand,
Felchville,
these are the best town names this game has presented yet.
yeah, especially since I said Splooge after I said Felchville. Felchville was just really just a guess because there's a lot of villes in Massachusetts, like Somerville and shit like that. So I've never been to that town in Massachusetts. I've never been there personally either, with what I do in my spare time. Wink face.
I could very easily, with the names of this town, make a sentence, or the town names make a sentence, and that would be, I avoided the cooter with my splooge, and no, hold on.
It's splooge.
I used my dick to splooge in the keister, not the cooter, and then I headed to Felchville.
We should Mason just sent us a shirt that says "Fun fact: you can be a tad shy and still love doing it in Felchville, Massachusetts."
Oh my fucking god, that's amazing.
We should save these, Pat, and come up with some funny thing that you're saying and put on a sticker or something.
We can. I already deleted that picture, but moving forward, we can.
Oh, you found these all off a sticker or off a picture?
I screenshot. So I 50 states with the worst town name for each one of the 50 states. That's why they're in alphabetical order, the states.
I see. So if I would have just put those in alphabetical order, I would have gotten it right.
No, because I mix up.
I don't know,
actually, yes. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to give you the town names first, or the state names first, because you know my secret. That's a good point. I normally give you the town names and then mix up the states.
Fucking clown. All right. So Mason sent in a TikTok. I was also instructed not to watch this TikTok until we did the show.
This is the funniest fucking TikTok This is the funniest story I've ever heard in my life from the workplace. I fucking died.
I hope it's as good as Pat says. We will see.
It's a little bit long. It's look, it's 4 minutes, and it's going to be worth every fucking second of it.
On Facebook from Ian Clements, and he said, "I love that chili eating video. I reckon you guys can't read this story without laughing." So here we go again, guys. So this is an Australian bricklayer's accident report. So this bricklayer's accident report, which is apparently printed in newsletter for the Brickies Union after it come in. And if this is a true story, this bloke is 100% getting a Darwin Award, but it's amazing. So it reads, "Dear Sir, I am writing in response to your request for additional information in Block 3 of the accident report form. I put poor planning as the cause of my accident. You asked for a fuller explanation, and so I trust the following details will be sufficient. I'm a bricklayer by trade. On the day of the accident, I was working alone on the roof of a new 6-story building. When I completed my work, I found that I had some bricks left over, which, when weighed later, were found to be slightly in excess of 250 kilos. Rather than carry the bricks down by hand, I decided to lower them in a barrel using a pulley, which was attached to the side of the building on the 6th floor. Securing the rope at ground level, I went up to the roof, swung the barrel out, and completely loaded it with bricks. Then I went down to the ground floor and untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the bricks. You will note in Block 11 of the accident report form that I weighed 70 kilos. Due to my surprise at being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rapid rate of knots up the side of the building. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel, which was now proceeding downwards at an equally impressive speed. This explained the fractured skull, minor abrasions, and the broken collarbone, as listed in Section 3 of the accident report form. Slowed only slightly, I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were 2 knuckles deep into the pulley.
Oof.
It's fucking great.
Fortunately, by this time, I'd regained some presence of mind, and I was able to hold on tightly to the rope in spite of beginning to experience pain because my knuckles were in the pulley. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of bricks hit the ground and the bottom of the barrel fell out. Now devoid of the weight of bricks, the barrel weighed approximately 20 kg. I refer to you to my weight, 70 kg. As you can imagine, I began a rapid descent down the side of the building. 6 stories. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel coming up. This accounts for the 2 fractured ankles, broken tooth, and several lacerations on my legs and lower body. Here my luck began to change slightly. The encounter with the barrel seemed to slow me enough to lessen my injuries when I fell into a pile of bricks. Unfortunately, only 3 vertebrae were cracked. I am sorry to report, however, as I lay there on the pile of bricks, in pain, unable to move, I again lost my composure and presence of mind and let go of the rope. And lay there watching the empty barrel begin its journey back down towards me and then eventually on top of me. And this explains the 2 broken legs. I hope this answers your inquiry.
Oh, that poor prick.
My old friend.
There's no
If
fucking
someone
way
was
that's
able
true.
to animate that, that's great viewing. Oh, mate. How is that man still alive, Brad? I have absolutely no idea. Oh, Sean's message through. He thinks he can add to that story.
Oh, jeez, here we
appreciate
go.
that, mate. Maybe just put a couple of days in between at the head at the store already. I don't know why we always do this so early in the show. It just buggers me.
Because I like watching you hurt, that's why.
There's no way
Bro.
that's fucking true. There's no fucking way.
Well, think about it. You're not going to let go. Once you're off the ground, you're not letting go of that rope because you're afraid to fall. So you just hold the rope all the way up. Smash your fucking hand on the pulley. The fucking barrel breaks. The bricks fall out. Now you're flying fucking down. Now he's got a fucking, I'm sure, a concussion from that barrel hitting his head on the way down when he was on his way up.
There's no way that's true.
He said it also broke his collarbone. And then the empty barrel, he fucking meets again in the middle of the building as he's falling 6 stories. It slows him down by breaking both of his ankles. He lands in a pile of bricks and finally lets go of the rope. The fucking barrel falls back down and breaks both of his legs. I fucking love it.
There's no way it's true.
I don't know.
However,
I hope it isn't. That poor guy.
yeah, I mean, I can't. If somebody had that in video, that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh my God. Best video ever.
Yeah. Anyway, so Pat, it's time in the show that we do bad advertising.
Yes, sir.
We only got one today. It's pretty good. It's a guy sitting in a hot tub with 2 good ladies, fairly attractive older ladies. It says, "Where will you be when diarrhea comes back?" And the guy looks like he's extremely stoned. And
You think he looks stoned? I think he looks like it just occurred to him that he's going to shit his pants.
well stoned. And it's a fucking ad for Imodium AD. It says, "Don't wait until it's too late." That's what it says at the bottom.
This guy goes from about to romp a 3-way in a hot tub with 2 hotties to, I'm going to need 5 minutes, ladies.
Pat, I don't think this is that a hot tub in Cougarville? That's what the Bearded Gamer just said.
Nice.
I don't think this is bad advertising. I think this is a great advertisement.
I mean, the reason that he wants to take diarrhea medicine is so that he can have a threesome in a hot tub. It just doesn't seem like that's their target audience.
Guys that want to have a threesome in a hot tub? You don't
Those
think
that are
that's
actually going to have a threesome in a hot
well?
tub.
I don't think that's their. I agree with you. I don't think that's their bread and butter. But the guys who want to have a threesome in the hot tub is their bread and butter, sir.
That's valid.
And
That's valid.
that being said, I'm gonna go buy some Imodium AD after the show. Erica, you never told me what you wanted to have for dinner. Hit the button. She never told me what she wanted to have for dinner. It's fucking 9:00. We gotta fucking eat something here. Anyway. All right. We have not heard from Second Armament. I hope that he's well and okay. Pat and I are both wearing Second Armament apparel today. You can see it's on my sleeve. I have,
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, of course. Been wearing it all day, baby. I got that bag of the bag of shirts the other day. And I was like, yo, I'm wearing these shirts every day. I got enough Second Armament shirts to wear one every day of the week at this point. Make sure you go to secondarmament.com. Use code number 9ers at checkout. You get 10% off your order. He has amazing shirts. They're comfortable shirts. And coming to you soon, number 9.
Hold on. Mason sent us the accident report, the Bricklayer's accident report. It's fucking real.
I just sent proof of that video being real. I mean, I don't know. How do you, like, it might be a doctor thing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's 2020.
It says it's from December 4th, 1958.
Oh, so it's not real? It happened, but it was fucking 70 years ago.
That's still fucking real. So you think because it happened 70 years ago, it's fake?
It didn't happen to that guy.
No, he was reading the report, bro.
Yeah, but the guy that emailed into that show was looking for help to pay for it, to pay for his injuries. Did you not catch
I didn't see that at all.
That was the beginning part of the thing.
No, he said, you guys are looking for more information. There was like a section for additional information on the report. So he said, this is the additional information. And that's why he was saying, like, refer to box 3, refer to box 4. He was referring to the rest of the report that he filled out.
There's no way that guy filled out. It was in 1958. You think that motherfucker's still alive?
I think that the guy who sent it in was sending in somebody else's report.
He sent in I think we have two different things about what's going on here.
Mason said it was a workers' comp claim. So you're right. He was looking for money.
See?
I love I don't know how much more evidence we can get, but that's fucking wonderful.
Well, if I would have known that happened in 1958, I believe that because they do use shit with they didn't have the tools that we have today to do what we do today.
Can I tell you, I got a text message from a friend of ours, and I'm going to read the text message. This is after weeks of me talking about how angel soft, heavenly soft, walking on clouds, wearing the hand of God around my body, it feels to wear second armament clothing. The text message simply says, you were definitely not exaggerating about this second armament shirt. Super comfy. And I agree. Yeah,
they are amazing shirts. Fantastic. Like I said, go over to secondarmament.com. Use code number 9ers at checkout. Get 10% off your order. And coming soon to a fair/website near you, all number 9 t-shirts will be made by Second Armament Apparel.
Facts.
So very excited about that.
Bearded Gamer says, I agree. Second Armament shirts are real comfortable.
They are fantastic. They fit fantastically. I am over the moon when I wear these shirts. That being said, we have not heard from them. We will do the giveaway for last week on Who's the Asshole segment on Wednesday. But I do want to show everybody. I met up with week 1's winner. I have a picture of him with the hat on that he won. It says not ATF. And he's giving us double birds. Double birds. Sticking his tongue out for some reason. Not really sure what's going on there.
It's just his picture pose.
That was at like 6 o'clock. He may have already been pretty drunk. So, good on him. Good on him. By the way, he got fucking absolutely annihilated in pool that night. Anyway, moving on.
We will wait to do a new Am I the Asshole when we have the new prize. So we haven't talked, and we don't have a winner, but we also don't know what the next thing we're giving away is. So once we have the winner and the new thing we're giving away, which will be for Wednesday's podcast, we will give you a new Who's the Asshole. That Bearded Gamer said that looks like a guy who love him some Budweiser and NASCAR right there. Facts.
Way to profile people, Mason. Real nice. Anyway, 3-finger news. Let's go. Let's hear the shocker.
That's an alarm. It doesn't count. We don't have a sticker that says that.
Good call.
That Bearded Gamer. This one's for you, buddy. I told you we were going to do it. 3-finger news. News that's sure to shock you.
Hold on, man.
The headline of this article.
Hey! I'm dropping the audio in. Relax.
Oh, okay. You're very excitable today.
Because I'm like, hey, hold on, I'm doing it, and you don't fucking listen.
You know that I can't hear you if I'm talking, right? Like my mic cuts you right, or my headphones cut you right out.
That's a problem. That should not be happening.
Why? Can you hear me when you're talking?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, talk
I
at the same
thought that
time.
was by
See,
design.
I can hear you the whole time.
Oh,
You suck dick for quarters.
I heard that because I wasn't talking. That bearded gamer said number 3 coming with a double submission, and Tommy sucking it right out of somebody's ass.
Mason's no longer number 3. Anyway,
You've been there.
Griff is the new number 3 now.
That was what? Oh well, I mean he does have half of a show now.
It's true. That's true.
Mason, I'm ready whenever you want to do a show.
What are you guys gonna do about felching?
I don't know.
Sticking dicks in your mouth? Be a real good show.
We could do a whole show on smut, Mason. I'd be totally open. Or television and movies. We could do it on music. We could do it on. He said, "I'm number 9 gaming for years." That's valid, Tom. He's still number 3. We could call Griff number 4.
We'll talk about it.
Tommy choking on the felch.
Hey, 3-finger news. News that's sure to shock you. Pat, go ahead. You're ready to take the whole thing away.
Do you want me to, or is my audio going to be fucked up? Do you want to read it?
We'll find out. I do not want to read it. It's a lot of words, and I am not good at the reads.
All right.
I know good at reads. You good at.
Need me to stop reading? Just do this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're good at this point.
Okay.
Before, not so much.
Trans inmate 27 who impregnated 2 women at New Jersey jail is moved to men's prison, being held in vulnerable unit at new facility, and complains she was misgendered and beaten by corrections officers during transfer. That's the fucking headline. That's a long ass headline. Demi Minor, 27, was moved from Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women to the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility in June. Minor, 27, said she was placed on suicide watch because she had tried to hang herself while she was being transferred to GSCF. That's the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility.
Pat,
fucking weird that she's 27
going to a youth
facility.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that's a little odd.
Especially
anyway.
from somebody who's knocking bitches up left and right. Anyways.
Maybe because of her last name, they thought that she was a minor.
That's fucking what a misread. Tom, you know that when I do this, I highlight with different colors for emphasis.
Yeah.
So this is the weirdest 4 words that I could read about an inmate. In a blog post.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Yep. Demi Minor, who is serving a 30-year sentence for stabbing her former foster father to death, was moved to Edna Mahan Correctional Facility from Edna Mahan to the Garden State Youth Correctional Facility in June. On her Justice for Demi blog, Minor claimed that she was targeted by correctional officers, with one of them mocking her when she asked to be strip searched by a woman. In a separate post, she claimed she was beaten during transfer. So this is an actual post from her blog. I went ahead and pulled it and put it into our timeline here. It says, being forced to live in a male prison, July 15th, 2022, Miss Demi Minor. On June 24, 2022, I was shipped to Garden State Youth Correctional Facility. It's a male facility. Due to the fact that I had hung myself in the van, I was placed on suicide watch. Prior to going to this darkly lit cell, I attempt to ask officers if I could be strip searched by a female officer, which I felt comfortable doing. The lieutenant refused and mocked me as I asked for this. He said I did not follow his commands to allow 2 male officers. He said if I did not follow his commands to allow 2 male officers to strip search me, he was going to cut all my clothes off of me and place me in a dry cell. I don't know what that means, but it sounds shitty. I cried and complied with his commands as the male officer said things to me that I perceived as wrong. I was placed in a dark cell within detention housing as inmates who are on watch, placed in the detention unit and not the infirmary. Subsequently, I was transferred to New Jersey State Prison where guards continued to call me he and him. I was called he and him well over 30 times. Now, the blog cuts off there, but we're back to our news story. Minor's case gained notoriety in April when the New Jersey Department of Corrections revealed that he had impregnated 2 fellow inmates at the Edna Mahan Correctional Facility. Shit got real, right? Like, this is why we transferred you. The inmate also said that while she was allowed to keep her makeup, she knows wearing it is a death wish. Again, this person is writing a fucking blog while wearing makeup in prison. I don't even know how that's possible. I digress. She says, I have accepted that I am in a male facility, but I have not accepted, nor will I ever agree to accept that I am anything other than a woman who happens to be transgender. On one occasion, one guard told her, I don't give a fuck what you do. There is no camera here. Everyone is a man, including you. Minor was briefly in the custody of New Jersey State Prison, where she said other concerning incidents took place. The Department of Corrections has violated my right to be safe and free from sexual harassment by putting me in one of the most violent youth correctional facilities. While living here at GYSC, I have found myself under attack by young inmates who are immature and just plain ignorant towards a person like me. She said, on Saturday, I was in medication line when an inmate cut in front of me and said, I'm not standing behind no fag. The inmate then spit directly in my direction. Yet they say I'm here for safety. No, please understand that I am here for punishment. Just the sad part is the punishment may kill me, Minor complained. I put in a picture of Minor as a male prior to transition and a female mid-transition. The 800 inmate Mahan facility began housing transgender women, including those that have yet to undergo gender reassignment surgery last year after a lawsuit brought by an inmate in the ACLU. It now has 27 trans prisoners. So that is 1 year and at least 2 pregnancies, if we're keeping score. A source familiar with the prison told DailyMail.com, cell doors are left open during recreation time, so inmates can theoretically use those periods to sneak into each other's cell or slip into a bathroom for quickie sex. Again, my colored highlighting changes here. Minor was just 16 when she broke into Theodis Butts' home in Gloucester Township, New Jersey. Butts had taken her in as a foster child, but Minor was no longer living with him. According to a report at the time on NewJersey.com, she stabbed Butts 69 several times and then fled to New York where she was arrested. She was also convicted of carjacking. She approached a couple whose infant son was in their Pontiac Grand Prix at the time and pointed a Glock 45 in the woman's face. The couple got their baby out of the car before Minor sped away with it. Minor started to transition into a woman in 2020 when she was transferred out of the male prison. Oh, and she was transferred out of the male prison. Tom, how do you feel about this?
She's a woman, and she deserves to be in a women's prison. And I think what we should do, or the state taxpayers of what sounds like New Jersey, should pay to have that woman's penis cut off, so she can be a fully woman and stay in women's prison.
Hold on, before we continue with your or my take, that bearded gamer said, stabbing your stepfather and knocking up female inmates. That's some dude shit right there. I can't even get through it. Do you think some lowlifes would say they are trans just to get into a softer prison? Yes, I do.
I do not. They are not bad people. Clearly, the stepfather probably did something to this young man when he was a man. not a woman.
I
And
actually don't disagree with that at all. I assume there was some foul play there.
and that's probably what started the transition process.
Ari Washi said, "How about she violated her right to be in a women's prison when she used her male appendage to impregnate other prisoners?" A valid point.
Well, maybe she's a woman that really just wants to be with women. So
Yeah,
she's
a lesbian.
Yeah, she's a transgender lesbian. And she just is using the body parts that the Almighty has given her to use, even though she's still a woman.
That bearded gamer said, "They are not bad people," he said about a murderer.
Mason, this
murderer
is
is such a harsh term.
It really is. I would say what's a good word for this?
I would say life expectancy decreaser.
Yes.
No. That bearded gamer said, "So Tom, are you saying they were a victim and that's why they got all stabby?
They could have.
She was victimized and that's why she stabbed this guy several times.
Yes, she could have been a victim at a young age, and that's why she stabbed him. I'm not sure if that's the case. I would have to do more research, but I believe that's very possible. Maybe back in 2013 when she was just 16 years old, she told her stepfather or foster father or whatever he was that she wanted to be a woman, and she didn't, and her father figure didn't agree with that, and that's why she stabbed him.
Could be. Ari Washi said, "Wait, so she did the crime when she was 16? Thank you, motherfucking Erica. Point number one. This person is 27 years old in a adult corrections facility, which I think you would transition to an adult corrections facility by the time you turn 18 anyways. But she's doing a 30-year sentence for something she did at 16 years old. And on top of that, she has essentially given up her human rights, not her American rights, not her rights to be transgender, not her rights as a male or a female, but to be degraded, to be spit at, to be called names, to be put into solitary when she attempted suicide. It's not like she talked about it. She literally attempted suicide. And so they just put her in a solitary confinement cell instead of into a medical unit. This is a person who America has never given a chance, or at least New Jersey has never given a chance. As soon as she made the mistake, as soon as she committed the act of murder, which I obviously am not okay with. I'm not saying that she, is a saint here, but she's a human being. So at what point did we decide it was okay to stop treating her with dignity? I don't understand that part of this.
Pat,
and I think New Jersey is guilty.
Pat, before I get to your point here, the beer gamer wants to know if I would go as far as to
Oh my
call
God, that's
her
great.
a survivor. Mason, as I've said on previous shows, I don't know whether or not to call her a survivor. I don't know what if there was any foul play involved, and what the severity of it was. So I can't say that. Pat, to your point, okay, I can't keep up the shtick anymore.
I know.
No, this person needs to be fucking put in prison. They deserve to be in prison. They deserve to be in a male prison. The fact that he killed somebody at 16 years old, again, we don't know enough about the killing and why it happened, but he was sentenced to 30 years. So I assume that there probably wasn't any, at least documented, some sort of abuse early on.
Or mental illness for that matter.
Or at least documented. I do believe 100% with Mason that in 2020, when the transgender fad came around, and I shouldn't call it a fad, but when the movement came around and everybody started saying that they want, because that lines up, right? 2019, 2020, somewhere in there, everybody wanted to start being transgender. He was like, booyah, I'm going to get the fuck out of this hard prison and go to a woman's prison. And then couldn't control himself not to fuck the inmates there and then knock 2 of them up. I think this person should serve the rest of his prison sentence, which is about 14 years or so. Or no, 21 years or so.
22 years.
In solitary confinement until he gets out, and then when he gets out, have to pay the state back for all the support that he's not going to be able to pay for knocking up 2 other inmates. That's what I think should happen.
You think that this person should be not treated with dignity?
What kind of I don't think. Again, it's hard for me to believe anything that this person is saying and how true it is, because 1, they're a murderer, but 2, and I say that not knowing the whole backstory, right? I'm open-minded not to know and understand that I don't know the whole backstory, but also I 100% believe that he is lying about being transgender and did it to go into a woman's prison because he figured it would be easier for him. So, and I believe he's playing a victim card and that's just what I believe. So, I guarantee you 100%. I don't know if it says guards, but it definitely says the inmate is the one who spit in his face or her face, whatever you want to say. That you can't control other people. He could have been walking. I've had people try and spit in my face, and I'm not in prison.
Yeah, but that's a crime. It's assault. I mean, if somebody spit on this person, do they not deserve to be punished?
Again, Pat, we're only hearing one side of the story. I mean, there's so again, I have a hard time believing anything that this person says.
Okay, and I don't disagree that this could certainly be an opportunist taking advantage of a movement. I am with you on that. Especially, I just feel like if you're transitioning, I don't know the details. Mason or Carissa are a little bit more communicative about the forward thinkers. If I'm transitioning to be a woman, I can't see me using my penis to impregnate people. That doesn't line up in my head. I could see me having lesbian sex with women. I could see maybe letting women toss my salad. I could certainly see going down on them. I can't see using my penis for sexual gratification on either end, mine or theirs, because that's what men do. That's not what women do. Women don't use their penis. Women don't have their penis.
So look, but that's the only way for them to get a sexual release without the female genitalia. So I could see that 100%. But again, I believe this person is just being opportunistic in the situation and using everything that's allowed them. I do want to say the beer gamer said, there's a time we all know and love. Erica said, but also if you are giving up your rights because you are in prison, then she shouldn't be able to transition on the state's dime. She gave up that right when she stabbed the guy. Erica's 100% correct.
I believe don't quote me. I think that's federal, that if you go through the steps to transition, that they will pay for it while you're in prison. That bearded gamer said no. In fact, most trans women are very self-conscious about their male anatomy before transition. Does that mean that they would in fact not use their penis, or does that mean that they would use their penis? I just I can't fucking see it.
Well, Pat,
but additionally, so all the transitioning aside, this is a person who attempted suicide and didn't get medical treatment.
Again, that's her side of the story.
I feel like we're glossing over that.
No, she's saying that they put her in a what I would call seg, right? A room all by herself. She doesn't say that she was denying medical attention. You don't know if she went and saw a psychiatrist, and you don't know if she was in a padded room where she couldn't hurt herself.
She was put in a dark cell, whatever that means.
Yeah, what she's describing is, again, the problem is we only have this person's side of the story. And I'm not saying that prison systems are great. I'm not saying all the guards in prison systems are great. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there could be some truth to her story. But what I'm saying is, I don't trust a single thing that this person says. And it's not just
Mason,
because they're
backing
a
up my
criminal.
theory and actually adding to your point, a lot of the time they will self-release while other types of play with a partner that wouldn't make them feel like a man. So again, there would be handsy, mouthy, but their sexual release would probably be from masturbation.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said.
I imagine that you could just prostate your way to
Oh,
release.
you know a lot about that, Pat?
I've never been to Felchville, but I see your point. What we have to go on is just
I
this
bet you.
person's side. So
bet you
based
this.
on what we have,
What's crazy to me is that this motherfucker's writing a blog in prison.
it's crazy. And wearing makeup. How the fuck are we allowing inmates to wear makeup?
I guarantee this, when Mason sent this story in, he never thought that you were going to take the side of the inmate.
I think Mason knew that you were going to turn the heel card again, and that I would be the good guy. I think he was smart enough to know that. And I try to play the heel as much as I can.
I didn't turn a heel card. I'm just saying, like, these are facts.
You
like,
called this person a he/she.
No, I actually stopped myself from calling him a he, she, and said he. I said he, and then she, and I said, or whatever you would like to call them. I didn't say this he, she over here. I said
that's true.
I went to go correct myself, Patrick. Don't put that on me, motherfucker. Like
Erica
I'm
said, so the federal government will pay for you to transition, but they won't give every woman the right to have control over their reproductive selves. Erica, you see the world we live in? You see where we're headed? This shit's crazy.
Hold on. Somebody needs to fact check that that's fucking true before we start spreading that shit on this fucking podcast. Because I
feel like I remember it. It was a few years back.
Somebody needs to do some fucking research because I'm not spreading that shit on this podcast. That shit came out of Pat's mouth. So all you haters out there can email your hate to Pat about that shit because I don't think that's true. I don't think the federal government will actually fucking pay for you to transition.
The Bearded Gamer said you also have to be in therapy for years before you even get hormone treatment for transitioning. So I truly believe this is a dude in makeup or a wolf in sheep clothing. I'm 100% on Tom's side on this one. Oh, Mason turns the heel card as well. I love it.
Look at this. The two best friends anybody's ever had. Good job, Mason. I'm proud of you.
Real quick here. I'm going to hit the Google machine. Are you with me? Can prison inmates... Oh my God. Fucking receive gender reassignment surgeries at the expense of the prison system. You're going to be so mad. Eric, I'm so sorry for this. The 8th Amendment and an inmate's right to gender reassignment surgery. Should taxpayers have to pay?
How is that the 8th Amendment?
What's that?
How is that the 8th Amendment?
I think the 8th Amendment is adjacent to that.
I mean, we're on like fucking...
Holy fuck, this goes back to 1990.
One, if we should have to pay for gender reassignment?
What's crazy is, so we talk about this and we say it's not mental illness. It's not mental illness. The, transgender is,
Who says it's not mental illness?
It's what's that?
Who says it's not mental illness?
The people on that side of the argument. Their argument is this is not a mental illness. These are just people who are not what we say they are.
You know who would say something like that? Mentally ill people.
Well, so here's the thing. To that point, the reason that this is a debate, will federal prison systems pay for gender reassignment surgery, is because, and I'm quoting, gender dysphoria is a serious health condition. I don't think they mean it's a physical health condition. It's a mental health issue. So it's not a mental health issue, but they should pay for it because it's a mental health issue. Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, it's wild shit, bro.
It's fucking crazy.
It's a crazy world we live in, Pat.
I don't care if this person's male, female, skinny, fat, black, white. I don't like the fact that this person's not receiving the treatment that they deserve. On top of that, I would gladly exchange fair treatment in exchange for no more blogging and fucking makeup. Like, take that shit away and give them their basic fucking human rights.
Yeah, but again,
The Bearded Gamer
just
said,
don't.
if they get out and end up not fully transitioning, they should be forced to repay the state any funds used for transitioning or medical treatments. Yeah, and if they don't transition in like the first 5 years, they should go back and serve the time in the proper gender prison.
Tommy's
texting.
What I don't understand is, like I said before, I understand that not all prisons are, or most prisons probably aren't great to their inmates and all this stuff. I don't see how this person was other than her saying it. And I guarantee you, if you poll a prison, any prison, 98% of the inmates there will say that they were mistreated by a guard. And
sure.
I highly doubt 98% of them are mistreated by a guard. So, based off the fact that Mason and I both agree that this person is being opportunistic, of course they're going to say that they're mistreated by a guard because they're thinking that's going to help them with their case to stay in a women's prison and have what they consider a easier sentence for 30 years. The fact that this person is blogging and wearing makeup and all these things makes me believe that they're not really being mistreated. Now, being mistreated by other inmates and male inmates at that, grow some thicker skin, if saying I'm not gonna be behind a fag in line or whatever. Like, I might say that to Pat if we're standing in line for food. Pat's not gonna be super offended by it. He's also not gay, so. But according, like, this guy clearly isn't gay either because he just impregnated 2 women fucking inmates. So,
but he's a woman too. So this is a woman. This is a male who's transitioning to a woman.
He's not a man.
So it actually is gay.
He's not a woman
to have sex.
He's not a woman.
Women.
He's not a woman. He has a penis.
This person is transitioning to be a woman,
but he has not transitioned.
I think we can all agree this seems like a faker. This seems like an opportunist. This person should not have makeup. This person should not be writing a fucking blog. This person should probably be treated like a human being because no matter what gender or fucking non-gender or whatever fucking binary code they're going by, it is a human being. We should stop spitting at them. I don't think that you should be able to say, I want a female guard to strip search me. What if that makes the female guard uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to dictate policy because of how you're feeling. Until your transition is complete, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm not going to put my corrections officers in a position to feel uncomfortable so that you, in fact, feel comfortable. That's stupid. Additionally, the part where this person wrote about how they leave the cells open and the bathrooms open and everybody can just go have sex whenever they want. Yeah. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. So they provide you with some fucking freedom and you're an adult, right? Like, you're 27. They don't say go have sex. They give an opportunity, and like an opportunist, you take advantage of it and do something that's super against the rules. It's not within the guidelines of any prison system to just have sex in your cell or to go have sex in the bathroom. That is not okay. You're breaking the rules and then blaming you for finding a loophole in their system where you can break the rules. Sorry, I don't fucking feel bad about that. You owe child support on those 2 kids.
Don't worry, they'll never see it. Hold on. Mason said they stabbed the only parental figure they had for whatever reason. Of course, we don't know the whole story. This person is not right in the head, and I believe will do anything to make their life easier. Plus, show the photo again. You tell me which one was a woman. And holographic unicorn.
Yeah, this person literally grew their hair out.
Like taking the treatment that someone could really need it. That's true too. I will show it again. It's right here. They look fantastic. I would definitely pay that chick. He grew his hair out and shaved his face. I want to know how the fuck he has the bling bling in prison too. You know what I mean?
I think. Oh, no, that's a good point. That is definitely in prison.
Yep. I wonder how you get bling bling. I want to see what
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing in New Jersey prisons?
Miss Debbie Minor.
Joining us on the podcast is Littlefoot, my favorite cat.
Yo, this motherfucker has a Twitter account, apparently.
That is not at all shocking.
New Jersey murder. We should put murder case. Let's see. An inmate last month, 2011-16, male formerly known as Ernest Minor, killed a 69-year-old male father. The teen boy pled guilty of manslaughter, as well as who were charged with carjacking. Yeah, I mean, he's a swell person anyway, or she's a swell person anyway, because after that, he then jacked a fucking car with a baby inside it.
Yeah, no doubt this person is a actual piece of shit.
I want to see the actual murder case 2011.
Yeah. You know what I really want to see?
What's that?
I want to see the 2 women that got pregnant by this person.
I know, right?
That is piquing my curiosity. Oh, this cat has put its butthole directly on my forearm. Thank you for that, Littlefoot.
I want to find more about this murder, because I want to get some facts about it, because I want to see. You kind of piqued my curiosity on it. Maybe I'll do some research. I always say that before the next show, and
Probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen, but it's good to say that, I guess. Yeah, I'm fucking shocked by all this. It's
It does sound like somebody who takes advantage of the system, cries poor me, says that they're a victim, even when they're not a victim. So then when you are a victim, it's really tough to sympathize with you, because, like, did this person spit at you? Did they turn their head and spit on the ground? Was there spit at all? I mean, it sounds like you're lying about a lot.
Pat, a lot of, and I'm not trying to pick you out here, but you say a lot on the show that, you know, like on the last show we covered that kid who got shot there in California, and he was standing outside the illegal gaming facility. And you said that doesn't warrant death. Well, this person murdered somebody, and I think that warrants whatever happens to him. I think the second you murder somebody, that warrants whatever the fuck happens to you next.
Well, and I would agree with you, except we have a system, the legal system, where they've already decided what this person's punishment is. So it's not on you. It's not on me. We don't get to decide what the punishment is. The guy behind this person in line doesn't get to decide. The guard doesn't get to decide. The decision's already been made.
Yeah, I think he deserves whatever happens to him. So it's no sweat off my back.
But it's like, that's like people saying that fucking, like when Trump was in office, he's not my president. But no, that decision's already been made. He is your president. You know, like you don't get to, because you think.
Well, I'm not saying
not what you want. It's no longer true.
Well, what I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying like that's the sentence that he's serving. What I'm saying is, whatever happens to him, he deserves it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that we should change anything. I'm saying whatever is happening to him, he fucking deserves it. He's a piece of shit.
That bearded gamer also said they waited until they were 26 and already in jail for years before mentioning they were trans.
That's a good fucking point.
This does seem kind of out of the blue.
Like I said, he's definitely a bandwagoner.
It's fucking brilliant, because he's like, dude, I haven't been laid in years. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And then he just went on a fuck spree.
He was probably never laid before, dude. He was only 16 and clearly wasn't.
And how many women in this prison were like, oh my God, I just want some dick?
Well, at least 2 of them.
Facts.
And they got pregnant.
I wonder if those 2 women get along now, or if they like hate each other.
Well, his pullout game is weak. We know that. Fucking idiot.
Facts.
Pat, the last thing on the show, you said we were going to wait till the very end to cover it. I see just a picture here. You didn't put much in. I'll let you take it away. Well, kind of a little bit.
Vince McMahon stepping down at 77 years old from the WWE. He is no longer anything. He's not the CEO. He's not the owner. He's not the CFO. He's not anything to them. He is retired. Unfortunately, man, this comes just a couple months after some really serious accusations and a now pending investigation into whether or not he's basically been paying off female athletes who he had intimate encounters with, and then paid them to not discuss it.
Were
Multiple
they
people have come
athletes
out
or
and
were
said
they
that this
people in
happened.
the office?
I believe this is athletes. I'm not positive.
Somebody told me it was people in the office.
That could very well be true. I don't know. Either way, him saying that he's going to retire seems very much like he is separating himself as much as he can from the company, because it looks like they're pulling up some evidence that will be damning to his reputation and in turn the reputation of the company. Stephanie went out on Monday Night Raw, started a thank you Vince chant, and then turned to the camera and said, with no microphone, just to her dad, a little intimate moment, said, "I love you, Dad." The fact that Vince didn't even take the time to go on TV and say his goodbye or have a big celebration for his retirement makes me feel even more like this is a precursor of what's to come. I assume he's about to be in a lot of trouble. That bearded gamer going back said, well, he went in jail at 16, 11 years ago, probably never even heard of trans, and then it was all over the news in 2019 and suddenly gets the idea. How much money do you think it takes to pay off Stacy Keibler? Because I can pull some money together. Legs for days on Stacy Keibler.
Real nice, Mason. Real nice, Mason, talking about paying off somebody to have sex with him. You're a sick individual. Not funny.
Vince McMahon did a lot of things on camera that were like, oh, it's okay because that's like glorifying, the evil McMahon character. That's also not going to help his image here at all. Like, he was, paying Sable millions of dollars and making out with her on TV in front of his wife, and that looks really fucking bad now.
You think his wife didn't know about this shit? I'm sure she did. I mean,
I would bet dollars to donuts she knew about it.
Yeah, I also don't. We kind of talked about it briefly today. I don't have any issue with him giving money to people that he had consensual sex with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if this is a consensual thing, if you agree to have sex with this man for whatever reason, because he's in power, because he has a good personality, because he's charming, because he's magnetic, because he has money, whatever your fucking reason, if you've agreed to have a sexual relationship with this man, and then, for the sake of my future and the sake of the future of this company, I would like to exchange your silence for some of my money, and you go, absolutely, I totally agree. I would rather the money than let anybody know that I fucked Vince McMahon. I don't need the reputation of fucking you. I need the money. I don't think that this is an unfair exchange. I mean, if they wanted to hit him with like prostitution charges, I could see that.
Well,
but I don't think that's what we're talking about. I think we're talking about some really bad shit here.
Well, I think in the case of like say the what the fuck was that dick face's name?
Mason said, don't you think if any of this was true, it would have come to light when Linda was running for office? No, because the accusations just started flying.
No, but I think it would have. But Mason has a good point there. But I think with the Harvey Weinstein thing, even if it was consensual, how easy is it for somebody to say it wasn't consensual and then it's an issue?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know Vince personally. The only thing I really have seen of him one-on-one was when he did an interview on Pat McAfee's show. And based off that interview, he seems like a decent human being, really cared about what he was doing, cared about his family. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. He literally has had to answer to nobody for the last 40 years and has built a fucking media empire out of it. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. From especially if it was office women that he was sleeping with, and even if he gave them other positions after they slept together or whatever, I don't see that as an issue as long as it was consensual. The problem is going to be proving it was consensual. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, Pat, great fucking show today. Great show.
Hey, thanks, man.
It's super late for me. I gotta go to night.
It is very late. I ate very early. I do this fasting. I don't eat after 8 p.m. And I don't think I've eaten after 6 p.m. So it's going to be a very, very long ride to noon tomorrow when I can eat my fucking lunch.
Pat, I gotta tell you, today might be the first day that I eat 2 meals in probably 3 weeks. I have not eaten 2 meals in a very long time. I eat once a day. And I have to be honest with you, it's not overly a lot. Yesterday I had, and this is going to sound like a lot, but it really wasn't. I had some boneless chicken, 3 pieces of boneless chicken. So you know how big those pieces are.
Yep.
I had a couple garlic knots and like 1 potato skin. That was all leftovers in the fridge. That's all I ate all day yesterday. I did house a lot of McDonald's this morning for breakfast, which I told Pat, I don't know, like an hour after eating, I instantly fucking regretted because I felt like shit. But don't worry, tonight, Erica and I decided on Taco Bell, so I'm gonna wash it all down with some fucking Taco Bell and call it a night. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. Taco Bell's disgusting. You're gross.
What?
You heard me.
I can't believe we're fucking friends. Pat, get us fucking out of here.
Oh, that bearded gamer says Tom looks like he's been shedding some pounds. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu and I say good.
Oh my god, dude, he froze up as he was saying good day. You gotta say it again, Pat.
Say good day.
Well, not like that. When you scream like that, the mic cuts out, you fucking idiot.
I say good day.
And then he said all sauce and shit. Jesus Christ. You unicorn lover or whatever, holographic unicorn. That bitter gamer, thanks for stopping in and watching today. Appreciate you guys. I wish you guys would stop by more often. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Live long and prosper.